Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about 3 tips that I wish I had known earlier in my golfing life. And I believe that if I had known sooner, I'd be much farther ahead than I am now. All right, no more wasting time. Let's jump right into them. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is something that I believe is not talked about enough. This is something that I had to kind of figure out on my own and come to learn later once I had a background in physical therapy, kinesiology, understanding how the body moved. But today I'm going to give you the secret to impact. So impact position is one of the most important, if not the most important, fundamentals that I believe as a beginner golfer, people should be learning straight away. And so a lot of my initial instruction and things that I learned had to do with how to take the club back, how to find backswing positions, then into downswing. We never even really talked about impact. I think if I could have understood where proper impact is and what the positions I should be in there, and just before impact, I think it would have molded the rest of my swing naturally to be able to just recreate that feeling and find that position with consistency. So let's go into how to actually find correct impact position. First, we need to understand how the pelvis moves in the golf swing. So when we're talking about pelvis movement, we're talking about anterior and posterior tilt. So as we make our backswing, we're coming down into the ball. As we're shifting into our lead side, this pelvis is going to posteriorly tilt, okay? That is going to bring us sort of into almost like a crunch position in our stomach. Lots of times you'll see pros, when you see them at impact, their back looks very rounded, right? And their glutes, their butt cheeks are squeezed. The only way to get to that position is to posterior pelvic tilt, right? So a great way to find that is just to stand and just work on anterior and posterior tilting, right? So you stick the butt out, round the lower back, tuck the butt under, almost like you're tucking your tailbone down and trying to round your lower back in the other way. Create that posterior tilt, that's your impact. From there, we're just going to shift into our lead side, kind of pushing our weight towards our heel. So we don't want our weight out on our toes. So we're shifting forward, right? So you can see my pelvis is shifting forward. My head's staying fairly over the ball, right? So I'm not doing this. My head is staying still. I'm shifting my pelvis. Try and get 80% of your weight on the lead foot. Next, we're gonna open our pelvis. I'm not opening my whole body, right? We're not moving as one. My upper body is staying square. It can open slightly, but not much. We want our lower body to open like that. So we're tilted, we're shifted into our lead side with our head over the ball, and then we're rotated. My body is done. This is impact for my body, right? Now we're looking at arms. With arms, naturally, if we do that, the handle's gonna wanna kinda come forward. Notice if I shift, my handle kinda comes forward. If I rotate, that's your impact. You don't have to worry about flexing or bowing this lead wrist. You're gonna naturally get to that position of a flat lead wrist if your body is in the right position. Once we get all 3 of those down, then we're worried about our wrist angles. And here is the part where setting this up really sets up the rest of the swing to understand how everything works into impact. So once again, we're gonna find our impact position, we posterior pelvic tilt, we shift forward, we open up, right? There we are, perfectly set. From here, we're gonna go to pre-impact, okay? So pre-impact, we're gonna just flex this up. So we're kind of like hinging our wrists, and then we just rotate our forearms, right? So this forearm rotation is essentially this movement here, is all we're doing. We're just rotating our forearms. We want to find somewhere between butt of the handle pointed at the club and butt of the handle pointed at our left thigh. Somewhere in this range is going to put you in a real good spot to be on plane coming down, right? So we find our pre-impact position. And from here, we're just gonna start making some half swings. Don't make too long of swings in the start, just half swings. So I'm just gonna go back and return. All right, so when we swing back, we're just making our shoulder turn. We're just letting everything turn. And then our main goal is just to return to that impact position. So we're presetting our wrists, swinging back, return to that impact position. Once you get good at it, then you just start adding some speed and adding some length. I think if I had to learn that first, I think my ceiling would have been a lot higher in golf. So the next tip I want to talk about is essentially how to hit a draw. So Dr. Greg Rose from TPI has taught many times that the order of the kinetic sequence, or how our body moves related to the ground, starts with lateral movement. Then we get a little bit of a side bend to the back. For a right-handed golfer, it'd be a little bit of a right side bend. He calls it rock and roll. Then we're going to get rotation. Then we're going to get vertical or jumping. Notice that rotation is third in the sequence. Yes, rotation is extremely important, but it's third in the kinetic sequence. There's two things that come before it. Number one, the main reason why most golfers slice is because the club on the way down gets outside that plane, outside their body. The club head is outside the hands. They start with rotation. If that is number one, you are absolutely going to slice the ball, because essentially you're wiping across the ball. You're hitting it with side spin. So in order to fix that, our first move in the downswing has to be lateral. We have to be moving our hips towards the ball. So we still need to be over the lead side. We can't get so far in front that we're outside our base of support. Now that we understand that, let's talk about how our arms relate to that. So if we're thinking about throwing a club down the fairway, how are we going to throw the club to the right, and how would we naturally throw the club to the left, right? So if I'm going to throw it on this left diagonal, what would I have to do with my body to throw it left? If I was throwing it on that right diagonal, how would I have to move my body to throw it right? Hitting a draw is more like hitting the ball to right field, right? So it's throwing the club down the right. In order to do that, you're going to notice if you spin, it's almost impossible. You can't throw the club out to the right. The club's going to naturally just throw left. So in order to throw the club right, we actually have to have more vertical, right? So we have to be here more, we have to let our arms drop more, and then that creates that arc where we can then throw out. So how do we train this? That's the question. There's a couple of great ways to be able to learn this move and train it at home or in the gym. So the first drill I really like to be able to learn this lateral movement, keeping the body closed, is called the bump drill. To do this drill, you can use a club or you can just put your hands across your chest, it doesn't matter. So you go hands across the chest. We're gonna get into that left side a little bit. So we're just gonna shift the hips slightly to our left into that kind of instep of our left foot. From there, we're gonna make a nice full rotation as far as you can. The goal is to kind of try and get this left shoulder somewhere around the inside of your right knee. Once we make our full backswing, this is the key move. We're not gonna open up, okay? We're staying closed completely with everything. So we're gonna shift into that ball of my lead foot without opening up. This is our bump. Boom, boom. Once I get here, my weight is, 70, 80% on my left foot, feeling. Now I'm gonna start pushing that lead foot on this direction, as if I'm sliding it along the ground, creating friction. Into my ball of my foot, now I'm pushing forward in that. What's that gonna do? That's gonna start pushing my lead hip backwards, right? Ball of the foot, push that lead hip backwards. Once again, I have not opened up at all to this point. We're trying to not open the shoulders for as long as possible with this drill. Literally till the very end, the last thing is gonna be opening the shoulders. I'm still completely closed with my upper body. From there, I'm gonna start rotating my hips. I still am not opening my upper body at all. Does this position look familiar? It should. That was our impact position, right? Shoulders closed, weight forward, posterior tilted, hips open compared to shoulders, right? That's our impact. In recap, slight bump forward to start. Rotate, lead shoulder just inside my trail knee. First move, bump or shift, whatever you want to say. We're shifting, we're over-exaggerating. I'm pushing into my lead ball of foot. From there, I'm pushing on my foot on a 10-30 direction, like I'm sliding it along the ground. That's gonna start clearing at that hip. No opening has occurred yet of the shoulders. Now I'm rotating my hips, still not opening my shoulders, rotating, rotating, rotating. There's impact. From there, my shoulders take over and pass. This is another great drill to really make it very simple and easy to understand. You're gonna take a Swiss ball. You're just gonna put it on your lead side. So I'm right-handed, this is my left side. You just put it right between your hip and the wall, right? You get in your posture, hands across the chest. Everything's the same as the bump drill. This is providing some proprioceptive feedback for us to push against. So we really know, are we pushing or not, all right? So I make my backswing. From here, I'm gonna push into that ball, right? Push into the ball. If you are a big time slicer, I would really encourage you to over exaggerate it. Push in the ball hard as you can. From there, now you're gonna start rolling the ball back. Once again, shoulders are not opening. I'm rolling my hip back on the ball till I get to impact. Last movement would then be upper body catching up, right? If I'm gonna go faster, look like this. So that, in a nutshell, is sequencing. When people talk about swing sequencing, this is what they're talking about. So once you get this down, bump, lower body leading, upper body staying behind, then it's easy to let those arms drop and to be able to swing to the out, right? Be able to swing out to right field, starting the ball right, and then it's just a matter of letting the club release and the ball will draw back. So the third tip I wish I would have known when I started playing golf is that you don't always have to train your swing at the golf course, on the range. Once we take the club and ball away, we can actually get into our body and understand how different parts are moving much more effectively. In my opinion, understanding these principles and applying them in the gym is going to fast track your progress on the course. So one of the things I remember most when I first started playing golf was how difficult it was to get in a strong backswing position. I just didn't have the strength in my spine and in my trunk to be able to make a full shoulder turn and actually like hold that for any amount of time. I remember it just being so difficult to do. So this is a drill that you can do at home or in the gym. All right, so we're gonna stand with that wall on our trail side. We're gonna make our shoulder turn, right? So we can go hands across the chest if we want. Full shoulder turn. Remember, trying to get that shoulder kind of inside our right knee. Then we're gonna extend our arms and kind of push into that wall. This is an isometric contraction, meaning we're just holding. So once we get that down, and once we really get to the point where we can make a full shoulder turn, we can push, and we can hold that for as long as we need to, we can actually add a little tweak to it to help our lower body dissociation and some of our mobility of our lower body. So we go arms outstretched, we're pushing, we're creating that tension, right, across our abdomen. And from here, we can actually kind of push and rotate. So I'm pushing into my lead foot and I'm starting to try and turn or rotate. You're not gonna get a ton of movement here. Don't try to do it so much that it's painful. You're just looking for just a little bit. We need lower to move first and then upper catches up at and through the ball. We don't wanna overdo it. Once again, maybe 1 to 2 sets of 5 to 10 reps is all you need just to start feeling that activation and increasing that neuromuscular control. So this is a stretch and an exercise that I would also do on both sides. So make sure that when you're practicing these things, you're making sure you're evening it out, pushing on the other side, and working on that as well, just to make sure that there's symmetry of movement and you get that neuromuscular control on both sides. So now that you understand and have a feel for how your shoulders are supposed to stay closed in the golf swing longer, and how your lower body actually starts rotating and opening up before the shoulders, now we're gonna go ahead and train what happens next, which is through impact and after, our shoulders need to be able to catch up, right? So we need to have that strength and that neuromuscular ability to be able to first move our lower body independently and second, move our upper body independently. So we're gonna go ahead and take a band. You can use a cable as well, but I like to use a band for this because of the continual resistance. So we're gonna take a band and we're gonna step out. It's gonna be on our trail side, all right? So we're gonna take it in our hands. Just my trail hand is holding on to it. We're gonna get in our golf posture, okay? From here, what we're gonna do is create a bit of an impulse, or in other words, we don't have to go all the way back, but I wanna create a little bit of an impulse stretch in order to resist and rotate, okay? So for this exercise, we are going to step, which is going to simulate our lateral movement, right? Pushing off the right side, stepping hard into the left side. I want you to feel like 90 or 100% of your weight is pushing into that left leg. When I do it, I like actually to push and actually like Scotty Scheffler it. Lift that right foot actually like off the ground and behind me, right? That ensures that I'm getting all that weight on that left side. So we're getting lower body dissociation and then upper body dissociation. So once again, it's important to understand we're pushing into the ground first before we open up. We're not opening and stepping at the same time. It's push, rotate. Push, rotate. So this drill and all the others we've covered are actually available inside my GSHB Performance app. You can try it right now, free for 7 days. I'll link it in the description. So those are 3 of the best tips that I wish I knew when I was just starting out playing golf. If you feel like this video helped you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to know more about in future videos. I want to help you guys play the best golf possible. We'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, just really quickly, I wanted to let you know what I've been up to lately. I've spent the last 2 years building the most unique and comprehensive golf performance programs in the world, and now I'm making them available to you on my brand new GSHB Performance app. Inside, you'll find 50 plus programs aimed at preventing injury while improving strength, power, and mobility. You'll also get swing drills, nutrition tools, progress tracking, and support from a community of like-minded golfers. If you're serious about golf performance and long-term health, if you want to hit it farther, straighter, and more consistently without pain, if you want a body that makes golf feel easier, not harder, then this is the best deal you will ever see. Click the link to try it risk-free for 7 days.